Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living here.
Good morning. Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
How are you?
I'm just wonderful.
Just wonderful after a sleepless night?
Just living. Just living.
We're just living.
We're
And
just living.
that's a good thing. That's a good thing right here in old Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Yes, it is.
A lot of stuff going on. We have a great show today. It's just packed full. There's
Packed full of things. We've got a
people-
new dog. I hope somebody out there
the
wants a dog.
dog's here, and the chief's also here.
Good.
So
We got some beautiful ladies out there.
Oh yeah, we've got people. We've got all kinds of advocacy folks, and there are people going to be
Wait a
feeding
second. Are
people
you telling me
breakfast.
that the dog got top billing over the chief, right?
Well,
is that the way?
Well, no, I didn't say that.
Oh,
I just
okay,
said the dog's
okay.
here and the chief is also
All
here.
right.
I don't know. I believe we're going to have to let Chief have a top billing over the dog.
Well, the
gotta
dog
love
is
him.
nice.
The dog's
gotta love the
nice.
dog.
Dog's nice.
dogs don't talk
That
back.
whole bunch down there is nice. They're trying to get a new shelter built. And
Yeah, and they're doing
I'm
good.
sure we're going to discuss
Absolutely.
that here in a little bit. All big paybacks going on today. This is a day when there's a group that supports nonprofits. It's in the Middle Tennessee area, and I think it's pretty cool because what it is, it's folks like Ingram Book and Aladdin Industries and folks with big money donate millions of dollars, and then they have this deal where the nonprofits can raise money, and they have contests, and if you get you're the nonprofit that it has between 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, the most different kind of people who are donating.
Different kind of people?
Yeah, like teachers, a bunch of teachers get in, or firemen, or astronauts. You have an astronaut donating some money. Just they have incentives to win extra money.
Which is good.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's a way for these big businesses to give, to give back, and that's what it's all about. It's about giving back.
So a humble person like me with no money, if I want to give, isn't there a certain time of day that you give and you get a better deal? Or have I got that right?
How that works?
I'm a little confused.
How
about
that works, I think, is it's a 24-hour deal. It started at midnight last night to
Goes
midnight
tonight.
and then they have times when, if you give within that 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning,
Do they double the money or something?
something like that takes place.
Oh,
But what
okay.
can happen is, if you call South Jackson at 455-5321 and make a pledge, then they can choose when to submit that money
good,
to
okay.
help win a prize.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just interesting, and South Jackson has chosen a Star Wars theme, and I think they're going to have the X-Wing fighter, the Markham's X-Wing fighter down there today.
Oh, good.
And some Comic-Con people dressed up like stormtroopers, Star Wars folks, where you can take your children down there and have pictures made, and so it's a lot of fun.
And all
but
that's
it's also
about lighting up South Jackson.
Lighting up South Jackson using lightsabers, and we made a little commercial for them and to send in because there's a contest about the commercial. We're going to play it on the show today.
I watched it.
That's what we went to see Demetria Kalodimos about, and she read it like it was a news story. And Fran and I went up and had a script for her, and she read it like a news story about breaking news in Tullahoma.
Did Demetria have to do more than one take on that?
No, no. One thing she did, because she didn't get the script early enough to look at it, but she was so professional.
She really was.
And
She did a
we
good
did
job.
this thing in one run, and then afterwards she said, "Okay, I'm going to give you some stock poses if you need them." And she did one with her, looking, and she did one with paper, and she did one like she was real serious. And
So then you spliced it all
so where
up,
if
is
we
that it?
needed it, we could stick one of those in somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, just the consummate professional.
Yeah.
It was very
Which
good,
she is,
yeah.
because she's the longest working person at Channel 4 right now, I
Right.
believe, on the set. I mean, there might be camera people who've been there longer than she is, but and she's just delightful and
That was
very,
kind of
very,
her to do that.
She's a very, very nice lady, very,
Yes, she
very
is.
smart, very bright.
You guys talk a lot about Light Up South Jackson. What does exactly that mean? What do they intend to do there?
Well, South Jackson has started a program called Light Up South Jackson, and
That was your idea.
They're trying to raise. No, I don't think so.
It kind of was.
They're trying to raise about they could raise as much as $500,000. But the city has pledged $100,000. They'll match up to $100,000. And what's going to happen is the parking lot, we're going to redo the parking lot. We had Frankie Ricks, who was a Tullahoma High School graduate, who is one of the leading architects in the southeastern United States, came in and did a design for free. Thank you, Frankie. We love you for that. And about the parking lot and how to get people around that building, and there'll be cover built at the entrance and a different way to get in there where people won't have to stand outside in the rain.
Nice, yeah.
Then we're going to light the building inside and out, because that building at night just looks like an old school building, and it needs uplighting.
I see, yeah. Okay.
And some different stuff done. Of course, nothing is. I don't care how pretty the building is and how comfortable the seat is, but if the sound and lights on stage are not right, people aren't coming back.
That's right.
So there'll be money spent.
I'm always a fighter for the lights and the sound and the curtains and the seats.
And then one of the other things that we're going to do is take the concession stand out in between the two rooms on the right-hand side to make that a big enough room where we can have a small dinner theater in there. And smaller shows, like if Jim Fuller wants to come in, or Abigail wants to come in and do an hour show playing her guitar and singing her songs, it'll be a smaller venue instead of going in and cranking that theater up and the auditorium up and everything. So a lot's going on, and we're working real hard to make that happen.
And the big payback, it involves any nonprofit.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's quite a few of them involved. So. Everybody's trying to get their part.
Share. Everybody, I know.
Great program.
It's always been hard for me to ask for money, so.
Well, it is a difficult thing.
I know we need a lot of money at South Jackson.
And everybody needs money. Everybody needs money.
Absolutely.
I need some. Y'all want to send some right over here and buy advertising on our television programs. One thing before we get on into the show, on a sad note, I want from my family and from the Channel 6 family here to give our concerns and condolences to the Grove family, Tony and Cassie and their children, at the loss of their son Eli, a wonderful young man. There's really nothing you can say except this: know that you're loved, and I wish for you God's grace and a way to find peace. And with that, we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with today's show.
The Russell Barnett Automotive family is the largest automotive retailer in southern Middle Tennessee. With over 1,200 vehicles to choose from, we are your one-stop shop. Check out our awesome website, russellbarnett.com. There's over 1,200 vehicles to choose from. Stop by one of our 5 locations. That's Russell Barnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Chevrolet GMC, and Ford of Winchester, or Russell Barnett Ford and Kia of Tullahoma. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do,
Everyday Miracles, Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is our segment we call Police Pointers, and we're pleased to have with us our star of this segment, Paul Blackwell, Tullahoma Police Chief.
I don't know if I'd say the star, but
you're a pretty big star, Paul. I have to say.
Thank you.
You missed last week because you were doing something kind of neat. Tell us a little bit about that.
Last week, well, I'm on the board of directors for the Middle Tennessee Honor Flight. And Honor Flight is a nonprofit that twice a year we take a group of World War II and Korean War veterans to Washington, D.C. for the day to see the monuments. It's a long day. We got on the bus at 3 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday morning, here in Tullahoma. Flew to Washington, D.C., saw several monuments, and then arrived back in Nashville about 9:30. Time we got back to Tullahoma is about 11:30.
Oh, that is a long
day. We took 27 Guardians, which is what I go as a Guardian, and we had 24 veterans. And started the day, 21 of them were in wheelchairs. So that's, we have one Guardian to one veteran. By the time the day was over, every one of the veterans was in a wheelchair, and probably half the Guardians were wish they could be in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
But it's a busy day, and it's a great opportunity to take these veterans. Many of them had never been to the memorials. The World War II memorial is only about 4 years old, so there a lot of them had never seen it, and that's just a long, exciting day. And Tuesday, when I was supposed to be here, that morning we give them all a backpack with a shirt, a cap, snacks, poncho, just anything we think they may need during the day. So we were packing those that morning, and the reason I wasn't here.
How do you select who gets to go on that?
It's an application process, and it's pretty much first come, first served. And once we get the application, we actually, on our trip, we take 2 nurses and 1 doctor. So when the applications come in, the nurses start calling these veterans and doing a health assessment on them. We had a couple this time that were both in wheelchairs and need oxygen. So that was the first time for us that we had to deal with oxygen.
I see.
But a lot of them have medical conditions that the nurses have to evaluate them, their suitability. So it's first come, first served. We start with World War II, then we take Korea, and we're just starting to take some Vietnam veterans that are 100% disabled. So it's...
and this is an annual thing?
Twice a year.
Twice a year.
We do one in the spring, and then we do one in the fall. So we'll take about a week to 2 weeks off since we went last week, and then we'll get together and start planning our fall trip.
Okay.
There's a lot of logistics that go into it.
I can imagine. I'm pretty impressed that you guys even have nurses and a doctor on this, but I'm sure with folks that age who have their issues,
and every one of them takes medicine, so we've got to make sure their medicine is they're taking it as they need to, and many of them are diabetic, so we've got to test their sugar, and like I say, this is the first time for oxygen, so we had to learn how to use the oxygen bottles, because the 2 that we took had their own little self-contained unit, with a 4-hour battery pack. So when we got to Baltimore, we traded in their battery units at the airport, and we got them actual bottles to get them through the day. So we had to learn how to hook them up and set them up, and then when we came back to the airport, they had their battery packs recharged for them, pick them up, and come on home. So there's a lot that goes on, and I know this probably wasn't what we wanted to talk about today, but we got to Washington, D.C. and went to the World War II Memorial. Congressman Black met us there, visited, took pictures. From there, we then went to, where did we go next? We went to the Korean veterans and the Vietnam Wall, and the Lincoln Memorial, so the veterans got to see that. From there, we got a box lunch and ate on the bus as we're traveling over to the Iwo Jima, the Marine Corps Memorial. Rode around that, then we went to the Air Force Memorial, then we went to Arlington, got to view the changing of the guard at the tomb. From there we got on a bus and we went to Fort Meade, Maryland, and went to the dining facility not called the mess hall anymore.
Right.
So you think about these guys from World War II and Korea.
Sure.
They think of a mess hall where they go in there with their tray and get slopped. You know, whatever's on the menu today is what you're getting.
Yeah.
But we took them into a modern day dining facility, and they were really impressed with that they got to select what they wanted.
Cool.
And that seemed to be one of the highlights of it.
Yeah.
Because they could just go back and get as much as they want. And then from there, we got an escort to the Baltimore airport from the Maryland State Police. And if you've been to Washington, D.C., you know what that traffic's like.
Sure.
So they got us to Baltimore in time to catch our flight. At the airport, the TSAs treated us a little differently because of what we were trying to do and the need to get through there with a group of people quickly.
Right.
So it's a long day. A lot of logistics go into play.
Great trip though for those, for those veterans.
We're all sharing pictures now.
Yeah.
Of each other's pictures, and a lot of our guardians who didn't have family members have said they want to go again because it's just so rewarding to spend time with those veterans.
Okay.
So my plug today is if you have a World War II or Korean War veteran in your family, we'd love for you to consider them going on an honor flight. It costs that veteran nothing.
Right.
We raise all the money through donations and fundraisers, and so they get treated as heroes that day.
Okay. And we'll tell you more about that as time goes by, because I'm sure you might want to get your relative or whatever involved in that program.
Yeah, because we know, as we said, that generation is becoming fewer and fewer every day.
Absolutely.
So our mission is try to get as many as we can to go view those memorials.
Okay. And as we typically do, Paul, we usually get off on some subject we hadn't intended to talk about. And we rarely get to the subject that we'd planned. So, but we do have 2 minutes left, and we'd be remiss if we didn't tell them about the police memorial.
Okay. Very good.
Coming up.
Next Wednesday, May 11th, at noontime at the South Jackson Civic Center, we'll be having our annual police memorial ceremony. And that's to recognize the 5 Tullahoma police officers that have died in the line of duty. And that's since 1934. We encourage people to recognize officers every day.
Sure.
It's not just once a year, but once a year is when it's been set aside by legislation to honor our police. So we encourage you to come out South Jackson Civic Center next Wednesday at noontime. It's about a 30-minute ceremony. We know we try to keep it at 30 minutes so people taking their lunch break, and we'll have a small refreshments afterwards. So if your lunch break is totally consumed coming there, we'll give you something to eat, something to take with you. But hopefully the weather will hold out. I'm kind of looking at the 10-day forecast, and it looks like about a 50-50 chance.
Right.
So I'm going to be the optimist that there's a 50% chance it is not going to rain.
Okay.
And but we'd like to see everybody come out there.
Okay, that's next Wednesday, and it's at South Jackson City.
South Jackson, May 11th.
Okay, May the 11th
noontime.
At noontime. They're giving me the big X.
The big X.
So Paul and I promised you a couple of weeks ago we'd tell you specifically about the police officers who have been killed in the line of duty. We don't have time for that today, but we will tell you about it next time, maybe.
Very good.
Okay,
we'll do it.
Paul, thank you so much.
Thank
Always
you.
a pleasure.
Thanks for having
me. Folks, we'll be right back in just a moment with more Living right after this.
I guess we're back on track.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mate. And we would like to welcome you to
Rooster Wear.
Yes, Roosterware is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterware specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterware.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the Cock of the Walk.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. I'm glad you hung around for this segment because we're going to talk about Tullahoma's Animal Shelter. I have with me Teresa Holt. What is your title?
Animal Control Supervisor.
Supervisor.
/ Public Works.
Okay, and this is Jacob Swick with who'd you bring?
Bernadette.
Bernadette. For some reason I thought we had a male dog, but we have a little girl here today, don't we? How old's Bernadette?
She's about 3.
3 years old. She's such a sweet dog. She's been so quiet and peaceful. So if you need a quiet and peaceful dog out there that just makes you smile all day long and helps you sleep at night and keeps the burglars away, get this sweet dog. Just there's the address and the phone number. Just call and say, hang on to Bernadette for me today. I need a grinning dog in my house. Teresa, I know there's a lot of stuff going on, and I think we probably ought to talk about what Applebee's is doing for the shelter.
Oh, yes, and this comes to play in with our Bark It Forward campaign because we do need a new shelter. And I would like to say that we have, with everyone's support, and we could not do it without our supporters and the public and our community, we've raised $113,000.
That's awesome. And that's, when did that start?
Well, actually, we started several years ago doing a few beauty pageants, and it had like 20,000 in there. And then last, I think June or July, we started the campaign with a $50,000 match from a generous couple in Tullahoma.
Wonderful.
Yes. And so we've matched that plus some, and we need $250,000, so we're continuing our fundraising.
I know that you're selling bricks.
Yes.
And I think that's a good idea.
Yes.
$100 a brick, I believe.
Yes, and that's going to be placed in front of the new shelter as a pathway or maybe a memorial wall. So if it's someone who's passed or is living, it's a great way to honor their memory. But going back to the Paws for Cars side at Applebee's, Applebee's has always supported our cause. They're very animal friendly. And once again this year, they're having Paws for Cars side. And May 2nd through May 24th, every Monday and Tuesday, all day long, if you order Carside to go, 10% of that will come back to our shelter.
So if you order a $20 meal, you get $2.
Yes.
And that's a wonderful thing. It has to be Carside.
Yes, it has to be Carside. So, and on Monday and Tuesday only.
Monday and Tuesday.
Through May 24th.
You can do it today if you're watching this on Tuesday. Go to Applebee's, support them while you're supporting the shelter, and that's a good.
Yes,
it's amazing how fast that counts up.
Yes, every dollar really, really counts, and I was just amazed that we'd already hit $113,000.
That's wonderful.
So.
And I know you're in dire need of a really nice facility. You have
Yes,
some
the
wonderful
one-
workers. Jacob happens
Yes, we
to be one
do.
of them. He
Right.
loves all these dogs, I can tell. Look at Bernadette. She's just happy sitting in his lap. She wants to go home with Jacob. But
Yeah, I
she
think
wants to go
so.
home with you too. So if you're out there and needing an animal, please call. How many's in the shelter right now?
29.
29?
Lowest number.
That is good.
Well, we had 24 a week or so ago. Now we're back up to 29, but there has been times we've had as high as almost 90 under
I
our
know.
care at different vets and just placed kennels outside the shelter. And we do definitely need a new shelter with more room and more modern and with good fencing.
Exactly. And I think that you're always looking for quilts and bedding
Yes.
and
We will
dog food and water bowls.
Yeah, the stainless steel food bowls, puppy chow, dog shampoo, old towels to where we
Old
can give
ta-
them baths.
Anything like that is always useful.
We will very rarely
Hay
do we turn
bales?
anything away.
Do you
We'll
take hay
that
bales?
too.
Because you
We
need.
put those on the playground.
Well, we got to go. So please go to Applebee's Monday and Tuesday until the end of May. Is that what you
May
said?
24th.
Until May 24th, because 10% goes. And according to this, it is a perfect way to satisfy your need to help the shelter. And they do need the money. Teresa, I
Yes.
wish we had more time. Thanks
Oh,
for
thank
coming.
you.
Thank you, Jacob. Good to see you. And Bernadette, I hope you get a good special home today. We'll be back.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Breaking news tonight in the small town of Tullahoma. Dark forces have descended on the South Jackson Civic Center. Let's go live to Tullahoma now to talk to local performer and farm boy Luke Moonwalker. Luke, are you there?
Yes, Demetria, I can hear you. It's terrible here, just terrible. Everything was wonderful. It was like a neverland. But that's all changed since Garth Nader and his drizzle troopers arrived. I have a bad feeling about this.
Well, tell me, do you have a plan to defeat Garth and his forces?
My mentor says I have to use the light. He says the light is a mystical force that is spread across the universe and is in each of us. It inspires us to sing and dance and make bad puns. I used to be a poor farm boy in drab, tattered clothes. But ever since I learned to use the light, look what I can do. Hee-hee!
The spark of inspiration. That is truly amazing. Can you tell us more about your mentor?
Yes, my mentor, Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, is right here. Howdy.
Well, Master Opie, I see you're wearing robes. Does that mean you have some sort of special martial arts training?
Gosh, no. This is just Pa's bathrobe. Me and Petey was out swimming in the creek when those drizzle troopers arrived, and they took my clothes. I told them, these are not the drawers you're looking for, but they didn't listen.
So tell us, how dangerous is Garth Mader?
Well, South Jackson was a swell place before he arrived. But Barney says now you'll never see a greater hive of scum and villainy. I don't really know what villainy means, but I think it's pretty bad.
Tullahomians beware! I am Garth Mader, and I have come to crush the puny resistance and take over South Jackson. Resistance is futile.
Hey, how did you get into this broadcast? Isn't that a Star Trek reference?
Never speak of it. I am greater than the board. I have taken control of the signal through the dark night of the light. I have friends in low places. You know, in the basement of the cable companies. Fear me! I am awesome! Garth Mader!
Well, Mr. Tater.
Mader!
Well, Mr. Mader, explain for the viewers why you hate South Jackson Civic Center so much.
Fool! These local artists think they can just build great art for everyone in the community. But it's great artists such as I that deserve the applause, the accolades, and those little flowers that they throw. I, the great Garth Mader, and my drizzle trooper.
So you got turned down in an audition, huh?
Silence! It was a very moving rendition of the dance.
Thing is working now. Help us, Obi-Wan. You're our only hope.
Only hope? What am I, chopped liver?
Quiet, flat boy. I'll shove you back down the garbage chute.
Excuse me, Princess Honeybun, is that you, Your Majesty?
Oh, Demetria, I'm so glad to see you. I'm here with Bon Solo, and we're trying to reach Obi-Wan Kenobi. Have you seen him?
Yes, he's at the South Jackson Civic Center with Luke Moonwalker, your brother, and they're standing up to Garth Mader.
Luke is my brother? Oh!
Hey.
Sorry, spoiler.
We need to get to South Jackson right away.
No problemamundo. The Millennium Harley is the fastest ride in the galaxy.
Listen,
but
Buster.
It's a tight fit.
Listen, Buster, your chances on me are 1,000,000 to 1.
Never tell me the odds. Hey, Ralphie, we're going to need the sidecar for Princess Cupcake.
That's Honeybun, Demetria. I have a favor to ask. Can you contact our old friend? We need his advice.
Certainly, Princess. We now take you to Tullahoma's Jackson Square Park and Master of the Light, Yoga. Master Yoga, are you there?
Here I am, or am I? The being of here is hard to see.
Yes, Master Yoga. Garth Mader is trying to shut down the lights at South Jackson. Your young student Luke Moonwalker is about to face him. Do you have any advice?
Master Moonwalker, strong in the light he is, but Mader is from the dark side. The English is he, both country and western he knows. Luke must trust the light.
But can he beat Mater with just the spark of pop music?
Difficult to see it is perhaps doo-wop, but he must do or doo-wop not. There is no try.
Hold on, we're getting a report of some kind of disturbance at the South Jackson Civic Center. Let's go there live.
At last we meet, Garth Mater. I won't let you win. I will defeat you, and we will light up South Jackson.
Let's dance, boy.
Well, use the light, Luke.
But how do I do that?
Smack him with the lightsaber.
Now. You know what this means, don't ya?
No, it can't be.
Who's your daddy, Moon Boy? Join me and we'll take the Grammys, father and son.
That's right, Luke. Use the light.
Toss me the lightsaber.
Oh, my head! The light on my head! No! I'm melting! I'm melting! I'm melting!
You know what that means?
You love me, right?
No, it means we need to head to South Jackson and everybody pitch in and light up South Jackson.
Hi, I'm Elijah, the youngest member of the lighting crew at South Jackson Civic Center in Tullahoma. Help us light up South Jackson by donating to our organization during the Big Payback. By donating to our organization during the Big Payback on May 3rd from midnight to midnight. By donating $10, you can bring 2 children to see a live theater show. By donating $50, you can purchase a light bulb for one of our stage lights. $100 will help with costumes. Donate May 3rd online for the Big Payback. Be a lightsaber!
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us on the set now Winston Brooks, who is the community coordinator for the city of Tullahoma, who's always here with some great information for you viewers about what's going on in the city, and today is no exception.
That's exactly right. Good morning.
Good morning.
And thanks for having me. It's just great to be back down here again.
It's always nice to have someone on the show with a wealth of knowledge that encompasses such a wide spectrum of things.
Like the host.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
And I mean, you may even be a notch above the host here.
Well, y'all's depth of knowledge about this community goes way deeper than mine, but it's such an exciting time to be in Tullahoma right now. There's so many great things going on. So the mayor likes to say it's a great day to be in Tullahoma.
It is,
and,
yes.
I wanted to come down and tell you a little bit about one great day to be in Tullahoma, which is going to be Saturday, July 2nd. Jim, man, we are going to have one amazing fireworks show. It's going to last most of the day. The event, not the fireworks show. The fireworks show is going to last about 18 minutes, and I'll come back to that. But you know, the Kiwanis Club has been doing the fireworks show in Tullahoma since 1968.
Right.
You want to guess who was born in 1968?
You were, Winston.
I didn't want to say it, but yes, that's correct. So this is an incredible, long-standing tradition. If you can take that, go ahead.
This is the worst thing.
Long-standing tradition in Tullahoma, and it's going to be no different. So this year, Saturday, July 2nd, the Zaxby's Kiwanis Club Tullahoma Independence Day Regional Celebration. We've got some great sponsors, Budweiser, Miller, and the whole day is going to start at 1 o'clock at Fraser McEwen Park, so come down. And if you haven't seen the new Greater Stadium, it's going to be a great opportunity to come out. It's been completely refurbished. It's a historic stadium, and now it looks like new. And there's going to be, the main stage will be in Grider Stadium center field. People are encouraged to come down, bring their blankets, their lawn chairs. There's going to be, like I said, there's going to be beer sales, there's going to be food sales. We're going to have different vendors, arts and craft vendors, business vendors. And if someone is interested in reserving a spot to come out and show the community what they do, please call City Hall at 455-2648, and I can get your spot reserved. We're going to have 10 by 10 spots. And right now we've already got Piggy's Place, we've got Urgent Team Kid Zone, we've got Signature Salons are going to be out there, we've got Contrast Art Group. They've been on the show here, and they are a happening group. They're going to be doing a lot of fun activities. And on the main stage, starting at 1, we'll have an acoustic set called Wildfire Trio. Then the National Guard Army Band will come down and play some patriotic music. 3 p.m. we're going to have a Chicago tribute band, a Steely Dan tribute band, and starting at 7 o'clock we're going to have Eagle Maniacs, and they're going to play until 9 o'clock, which then we're going to shoot the fireworks. And we've got a fireworks company called Pyro Shows, and they are the world's best fireworks company. They have shot fireworks internationally, Washington, D.C., Paris, Dubai, all those fireworks shows. And they've got this fireworks show that's going to really thrill the crowd this year. It's going to be something they've never seen before. They've got 2 launch sites over on the practice fields for the low ones, and they got, I think, 600 fireworks that are going to go, up, so many feet. It's going to be great. It's going to be completely synchronized to the music. And you can also be simulcast on the Duck Radio. And, so we want to really encourage Saturday, July 2nd, 1 till 9. Don't miss the Tullahoma Fireworks Show. We want to invite everyone in the region to come down. And like I said, if you want to come out and show off your business or your arts and crafts, call 455-2648 and reserve your spot today.
This is a huge event. Did you go to school to learn how to throw a big party, or is this something you've
thrown a lot of parties, and I've acquired a lot of it from a lot of the expertise that we have at Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec is a huge part in this. We've got Lakeway Publishing is helping us, so it's a huge. The Kiwanis Club's helping us. So so many people are coming together to pull this off, and we're trying to draw in 7,000 to 10,000 people. And we probably won't hit that 10,000 mark this year, but we'll get there eventually once people realize how great of an event this is going to be. We were talking yesterday, we were having an emergency meeting, and the Coffee Pot usually gathers about 8,000 people. So that's the kind of crowd you can expect to have down there. And we do have, we will have parking available at Northgate Mall, and we'll have shuttles that'll run from the mall right to Fraser McEwen Park. So if you get down there and you can't find a place to park, don't worry. We've got some contingency planning for that.
Good plan.
Yeah,
sounds like this is going to be a heck of a party.
It's going to be great. So just watch for more. I want you to come down, and July 2nd, celebrate Independence Day.
Okay, all right.
One other thing I want to tell you about before we go. I know time is getting short, but it's,
you know the drill here, so
yes, sir.
Go ahead.
It's graduation time, and Tullahoma High School got an amazing reputation, and most of that reputation is based on the students that go there. So we've got a great group, class of 2016, and the City Board of Mayor and Aldermen are going to host a reception to honor the award recipients. And the public is invited Monday, May 9th. Come down to City Hall Board Chambers at 5 p.m. and meet the valedictorian, the salutatorian, the national merit. We have 2 national merit recipients, and the whole list of superlatives and class officers. We'll have punch, cookies, and a great time to come out and meet the young leaders, and welcome them and send them off, and tell them to make sure they come back once they've gone out.
You know, you threw me off there for a second, because I thought you were going to have the entire graduating class in the courtroom up there, and I thought
that would be tight.
No. How are you going to do that?
But, no, we got
the superlatives.
Yeah, the superlatives, but we also are giving the academic awards some kudos as well.
All right, 2 great events coming up, folks. So don't miss that. July the 2nd.
July the 2nd
on the 4th of July celebration. So
yes,
this is going to be a big event, a new event. Winston, thank you so much for coming by today. Unfortunately, we are out of time. We'll be right back in just a moment, right after this.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint.
I just knocked a tree over. This the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the Paintworks at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back in, as always, American Legion Post 43 here in Tullahoma makes selections for American Legion Boys State. And we're very fortunate in the state of Tennessee to have this program, and we're also fortunate to have the young men that we selected this year to go. And I went to the high school to announce to them that they had been chosen, and I want to bring you that video right now. Fine young men representing Tullahoma. All right, I am John Gray, and I am the Boys State Chairman for American Legion Post 43 here in Tullahoma. We're here today to inform our delegates for this year's Boys State about what's going on and what they have to look forward to. Our delegates are Matthew Ferrick, which is right here, Andrew Nelius, which is right here, Jason Goat, Guo, I messed it up, didn't I? I had it a minute ago. Jason Guo and Michael Celeberti. There you go. Michael Celeberti are our candidates, and our alternate is Caden Thornberry, which is right here. And I was just explaining to these gentlemen that candidates, they all are, because a lot of times something will happen to one of the 4 or 5 that go, anything from an accident, a sports accident, something happening in their family life that quite a bit of the time, over 50% of the time, the alternate ends up going to Boys State. I want to tell you, young men, as I did earlier, that this is a very important and a very prestigious thing. Always add this to your any type of application you have, your college application, a job application throughout the year. You will be going to Tennessee Tech to learn about government. And there's not a whole lot of government taught in school systems anymore. And this will take you from city government through county government up to state government. It's a very enjoyable thing. It will be Boys State, which I went to Boys State, and the military, and probably going to college if you go somewhere far away. You're going to be put, because none of you guys will be in the same city. So you're going to be put into a room and a group of people that you don't know at all, you've never seen before. Well, maybe you will because you guys travel around in your athletics or your music environment or however, or your brilliance as you go and compete in math and science with a lot of these folks. You might know some of the people. But what I want you to do, and I tell the guys every year, open yourself up. Allow yourself to make new friends and to meet new people.
because I'm still 50 years after I went to Boys State in contact with some of the people that I met at Boys State. These guys are just like you guys. They're the future, they're the movers and shakers, and when you're out there in your job or in your college and you're trying to make a move for yourself and do the best you can do, you'll run into some of these guys. And you'll remember them and they'll remember you. And they might be the son of a guy you're trying to get a job with his company. These are contacts and friends that you need to make and keep for life. Because they're all smart young Turks just like you guys are, you know, on the way out and on the way up. You'll learn about government. They'll have elections there. You'll be in a city, you can run for mayor, you can run for city council, you can run for county office, you can run for governor. We've had a governor of Boys State from Tullahoma. I was the campaign chairman for the governor the year I was there. And the thing about it is you learn about the actions and how government really does work, because when we're young, a lot of times, you know, we're busy two things. One, being young, because it's fun being young. The other thing is keeping up with all the things that you have to get done to get yourself to this point. Your athletics, your family, your church, your education. You know, so you go in there and you get it, you get all you can, and learn about government, because a lot of the times, you know, you really don't think about it. You know, we live in a nice town and things are going really well here, but how does all that happen? You're getting ready to find out. And it's a really good education. They do a really good job of informing you about how government really works and how we end up having the laws that we have that control all the chaos that life really is, because it's controlled chaos is what it is. But I want you guys to be proud and very honored that you've been picked, because it is an honor. Go up there, have a good time, learn all you can learn, make great new friends, and know that we at Post 43 in Tullahoma are proud of each and every one of you, and know that you will serve us well and serve your nation well when you have a choice. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we're back, and I'm learning here. And what we're going to do right now is we have Lisa Winnett and Laurel here today, and they are with the Child Development Center. And this is sort of, it might not be new to them, but it's very new to me, and it might be new to a lot of you folks out there. But this is a group, it's a nonprofit group that deals with children with problems from birth to 3 years old. And so, Lisa, give us a little run through. You and Laurel kind of give us a run through of what you do and how you can help people out there. You know, because that like, you know, you see in the movies and all that stuff, people say about raising children, they always say, oh, well, there's really no book for it. But when you have this issue from childbirth to 3 years old, when maybe you've never had a child before, you know, how do you help these folks deal with this situation?
Well, the children that we work with all have disabilities, and you're correct. Birth to 3, when a family comes home with a typically developing baby, there is no book, as you said. But
that's hard enough.
That is hard enough. But when you come home from the hospital with a child with a disability, or at age 2 you learn your child has autism, who do you turn to? The Child Development Center has been in Coffee County since 2011. And we go into the homes and not only work with the children on their goals, but also we help families to better understand their child's disabilities and to learn ways to incorporate learning into everything that they do throughout their daily routine. We are under the Department of Education and work with the Tennessee Early Intervention System. So our teachers are all degreed, well educated, and highly trained in what we do.
Okay. And how many people do you have on your staff?
We are actually in 7 counties. In the Coffee County area, yes, we're quite large, hoping to expand again this year. But in the Coffee County area, we have 2 teachers that work this area.
Work this area. And how many, and I know I'm going to ask you numbers, and you probably have the numbers though. How many do you serve in this area?
We serve about 30 children in the Coffee County area per month, about a little over 50 a year.
That's a bunch of folks.
And we go in the homes typically once a week. work with the families. We'll also go in and work with the child care provider. If a grandparent keeps the child during the day, then we're happy to go in there. We want to work as a team so that as we put goals and activities in place, the child is learning throughout the day, no matter where that may be.
And so if someone gets involved in this program, do they basically or usually stay from the time they're involved until 3 years old?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so this is not something that you learn yourself out of in a year or so. This is something that goes on. What happens to these young people after they're 3?
We will then help them transition into the next program. We do test the children's skills every 6 months. So if the child does reach an age-appropriate level, the family may decide to discontinue services. But then at age 3, if there's still developmental delays, then we'll help that family to transition into your local school system.
Okay.
Your local preschool special education class.
And they have people certainly in Tullahoma, there are people in the school system that are able to deal with this. But what you're doing is you're helping these kids be up and running by the time they get there, instead of just walking into a stone wall when they first get to pre-K.
And research shows us that early brain development, your brain is developing more rapidly in the first 5 years of life than at any point.
Sponge.
So, correct. So if those are such vital years to make a difference. And we want to see these children be ready for kindergarten, be ready to go into regular ed kindergarten. So by starting young, when that brain's developing most rapidly, we can make the most difference. So early detection is the key. And we do offer free screenings.
That's great.
To any family. And sometimes it's good just to know your child may not have a developmental delay. They may not have a learning disability, but it's good to know what the next steps are. Some children develop more rapidly than others, and some it just takes a little longer for skills to develop and grow.
You know, and
I
know there's a lot of issues sometimes, and of course this is another deal, but a lot of times there's issues with sight.
Yes, we
somebody doesn't know that their child might not be able to see the board.
Hearing
Issues. So you screen for all of that stuff, and that's
well, we do functional. We just do functional vision and hearing, and we can help them connect with the local optometrist or something.
So to run this program, I would imagine it takes money.
It does, and major funding does come from the Department of Education, but it does not fully fund.
Not enough. So how are you trying to raise some money right now?
Well, right now, this Saturday, community can help us out. We're having a local pancake breakfast at the Faith Lutheran Church from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Tickets are available at the door, so everyone come out and enjoy pancakes. Waffle House is a big supporter of this event.
Very good.
And so they're delicious pancakes, I sure.
All right, and they're closed down right now, Waffle House is.
Well, yes.
Here in Tullahoma,
well, they're opening back up, I understand.
Oh, so, sure, they're just going. We can't wait
because they're still here in the community.
They're gonna have a brand new place over there.
And of course, today's the big payback, so there's another way you can support.
There's another way you can support there. So this is this coming Saturday. It is at Faith Lutheran Church. It's at 8 a.m. to 11, and it's $5 pancakes, and I'm sure there's sausage and coffee and juice and everything you need. Everything you need.
It does. It goes to a good cause.
Well, and how long have you been working with them, Laura?
Okay, I don't work with them. I still work with Child Care Resource and Referral, but I am an advisory board member. They have an advisory board that supports every county. So I did actually used to work under the Community Development Center, who is where
you're always doing good stuff, and we're very proud of you.
Anything related to children. So they asked me to be on their advisory.
Let's go eat pancakes. Faith Lutheran Church, Saturday at 8 o'clock. Thank you, ladies, for being with us. And good luck in everything you do. It's very nice to meet you as well. Good handshake. We'll be right back.
The Animal Shelter has served Tullahoma dogs for nearly 30 years. Now, you can help us build a bigger and better no-kill shelter. your tax-deductible gift is matched dollar for dollar. So come on, bark it forward and donate now to have your tax-deductible gift matched. Make your check payable to the COT Shelter Building Fund and go to tullahomatn.gov to see all the unique gifts available for your generosity. For more details, you can call City Hall at 455-2648.
Did you take your medicine?
Oh gosh, I forgot it.
Her nurse. You need a claim number? Her personal assistant. Let me just grab her housekeeper. Her cook. Her accountant. When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving to connect with experts and other caregivers. Together we can better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Hello everyone, I'm John Rickman, and this is
Pat Welch, and we're here with segment number 9, which is going to be fine, of Conversations with John and Pat.
I'm the rhymer, Pat.
I'm sorry, excuse me. What do you got on that guitar today, John, that rhymes?
We have a song called Oh Maud. It's about fishing. When I was young, we had a creek behind our house, and we spent many, many hours there fishing, swimming in it, and making rafts, building rafts, riding on rafts, and we had the greatest time back there. And I got to say that if I can get through this song with remembering all the words, that's one thing. I think Elvis had that problem too from time to time.
I'm sure. Not that Conway Twitty and
not that we're comparing me with them, but anyway, they've had some trouble too. But this is a wordy little song called "Oh Maud." Gonna cut me a cane pole, dig me some worms, make me a hook from a pin. Gonna mosey on back to the fishing hole and try my luck again. Gonna pull out a shoestring and make me a limb line baited with a bumblebee. Gonna catch that big one they call Old Maud down in Caney Creek. Well, Caney Creek runs through our farm, it's not very deep or wide. But that old big one they call Old Maud's found her a place to hide. Gonna make me a bobber from a sewing spool, a stringer out of baling wire. Catch me some crickets in a holler log and put them in a mason jar. Gonna turn up a rock and look for a crawdad, find me a helgie mite. Gonna seine me some minnows through a burlap sack, Old Maud's got an appetite. I sneak up the bank and I see Old Maud swimming in the noonday sun. I throw my line in next to her and watch my bobber run. She nibbled on the minnows and wiggly worms, crickets and helgie mites. Then my crawdad pinched her on the nose and I feel Old Maud strike. She stretched my line and she bent my pole as I pulled her to the shade. Then a snap, pop, my cane pole broke and Old Maud swam away. I stood on the bank and I cussed Old Maud, but I made her a promise then. I'll buy me a store-bought rod and reel, and I'll be back again. Mr. Osteen, the principal over at East Junior High School. This jacket back here is an East Junior High jacket. He middle school jacket. Oh, well, that's East Junior High, but we changed. We reorganized and became the middle school. And Mr. Osteen was from Caney Springs, outside of Chapel Hill, and he used to give me information when I was writing that song, a little thing about helgie mites and about this and that. So I just wrote it about Caney Creek. Never fished in Caney Creek before, but I just felt like it belonged in Caney Springs.
Well, you've taken me, John, out to the Caney Creek area on some of our Chapel Hill romps at times.
Yeah, they got rock quarries over there now quite a bit.
Well, it would have been a great place for a rock quarry. I've never seen such a rocky farming area.
Yeah.
Mr. Osteen was tough by necessity. You couldn't farm that farm.
To be able to make a living on a piece of rock, you have to be a pretty good farmer.
Right.
But we
was Claude Osteen
the pitcher? He was one of the pitching rotation of the 1965 championship Dodgers.
Right.
And
now they were
Sandy
cousins?
Koufax, they were first cousins.
Okay.
Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale. They lost their first 2 games, and then Claude, we called him Mudcat. Mudcat was his name. But he won the 3rd game, and then Don Drysdale and Koufax were able to win their next games, and they went on to win the series. But Mr. Osteen, you know, he'd say, Claude, he was our bat boy. You know, he was older than Claude, and Claude was a youngster. And I tell you what, those boys could really play baseball, though, Mr. Osteen and his 3 brothers.
Mr. Osteen was a really good athlete.
He was a good athlete.
I think I've told you, I went to a Wrestling Hall of Fame banquet for the state of Tennessee one time, and a gentleman was inducted that had some Tullahoma ties. In fact, his son taught art here, Joe Black Hayes. Yeah. And his family, each of the recipients had a table where they had mementos and so forth, and Coach Hayes had a lot of MTSU annuals out, and he helped with football. He was the head coach in wrestling. They had a little wrestling team, I think it was non-scholarship, and but he had the annuals out. Mr. Osteen was a starting guard, and he couldn't have been but about 5'7", could he, John? He was a short man.
He was quick.
Oh,
he was quick.
And he wrestled, and he played baseball. And in the wrestling picture, they had him just in kind of like knickers, with stripped from the waist up.
Yeah.
And he looked like a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
I mean, he was built
I'll tell you
like Charles Atlas.
About Milner Carden. Milner ran track at MTSU, and they knew each other.
And coached at East.
And Milner sometime would come over to East, and he said, I think I'm just going to whip you today. So he'd jump on Mr. Osteen's back, and Mr. Osteen's glasses would be like this, you know, sideways on his head. But he would come on top, and he'd put Milner down on his back. You know, Milner's passed away. We shouldn't talk about him this way, but he'd be awful proud to be mentioned.
That's right.
And we're going to Rotary Day, and we always think about him when we go to Rotary, because he was a Rotary member with us.
Right.
But Mr. Osteen was just a grand guy. Oh, talking about Milner Carden, there's a story I'd like to tell you about when they had this year. They had the class of '65. It was last year. They had the class of '65 reunion of Tullahoma High, and Milner and Martha, they came while he was still living back that time, and they.
And that had been when he first. Coach Carden had just been sent to the high school and started a track program.
I'm sure that's right. Yeah. I'm sure that's probably about the time. Yeah. He might have. Yeah, he was. He was at high school, I'm sure, at that
Which
time.
would have followed a great time with him coaching at East.
But he was a coach at East and knew some of these kids as an East coach, and then he knew the West kids, a lot of them. But anyway, Tommy Gillum, my friend, he's told me it's all right to tell this. Tommy Gillum sees Coach Carden at the reunion. He says, "Hello, Coach." He says, "Hello, Tommy. You was the best player I ever had." He's talking about football when he coached at East. Tommy said, "But Coach, I played at West." "That's what I mean, Tommy. You was the best player I ever had." But those are great times, and we're always a pleasure to mention Milner Carden, Mr. Osteen. Fond memories we have of both of them.
Right. I'm looking for a segue to another story, John. I believe I've just hit it. You were talking about the East and so forth. At West, towards the end of Coach Carden's time, they had a Bobby Newby had come to, and he was a great baseball player. I think he may play a little minor league baseball, and did a great job at West, and then he went to TPS and had a state championship football team. He went to Dyersburg from there, and then he finished in Warren County. Had some great teams there. But I found a picture of one of his last teams at West, and Kenny Banks was in the bottom row, which makes me think of a story, and I hope we don't get cut off.
We might if you don't hurry.
Well, Kenny and his brother Randy were pretty good roustabouts when they'd been 12, 13 or so, something like that. And their dog came up missing. They lived out on White Oak Street around Highland Baptist. And they just heartbroken. Searched the neighborhood over on the west side of town for that dog and couldn't find it. But Kenny finally remembered after about a week that Mr. Banks had L.E. Banks, his initials on it, and phone number on the collar. So he thought maybe the pound has picked up our dog. So they called and said, sure enough, the dog was there. Described it and said, yeah, it's here. It said, well, what's it say on the collar? I said, well, it says L.E. Banks and phone number. And he said, well, you never called. And they said, well, we meant to, but if you come down and by the way, you need $21.25 or something, which would have been like $300 in or something. They had to take up mass collection around the neighborhood to bail the dog out. But they got the dog, had a tearful reunion, and came home just really pleased. But as the night went on, they got madder and madder and madder about them taking that dog and holding it, not calling them. So they waited about 1 o'clock in the morning and got a bunch of tools and snuck out of the house and went down to the pound and cut a hole about 3 foot by 3 foot in the chain link wire and said about 50 dogs hit that thing. And I asked Randy, what did the scene look like? He said, well, every dog hit full speed with a big smile on his face. He said, it looked like a scene from a Walt Disney movie. And they both said that we could tell that story, so I guess we're all free.
We're all right.
We better shut her down for segment 9, and it was fine. This is Conversations with John and Pat. We're out.
Let's see ya.
Welcome back. I'm on the set today with Bob Barksdale. He's the treasurer for the Tullahoma Kiwanis Club. Bob, welcome.
Thank you.
It's been fun talking to you.
Yes.
Somebody that actually talks instead of texting. That was good. All right, we're going to talk about a big breakfast that's coming up, your annual prayer breakfast.
Yes, it's the 33rd annual Kiwanis Prayer Breakfast, and it's May 14th at the First United Methodist Church here in Tullahoma, and it begins at 8 a.m.
In the Activity Center, that's just to the left of the church.
Yes, the Family Activity Center, yes.
They are so gracious at First Methodist to let different people, that come in and do a prayer breakfast or an event at their church. And you have this wonderful speaker coming in. You want to tell me about it?
Yes, it's Miss Sylvia Harney, and she is from Nashville, Tennessee. She is a gifted Christian speaker. She's an author. She has written a couple of books. One is Married Beyond Recognition, and another one is Every Time I Go Home, I Break Out in Relatives.
I like that.
She also attended Belmont University, and she has the distinction of being the only comic that Minnie Pearl ever introduced on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry.
Now, you've added something to the conversation I didn't realize. She is a comic.
Yes.
So this is going to be a fun speech.
Yes, it's going to be a fun speech.
It will not be boring.
It will not be boring. I can guarantee you that. And we're just looking forward to having Sylvia with us and just having a great event for our 33rd annual prayer breakfast.
And it only costs $10. And I gave the email address and the phone number in the back. If they'll put that up, you can call Bob. This is his cell phone number, or you can email him. Is that your number? Okay.
Yes.
They can email you and they can make a reservation. Okay. Do you take the money up front, or do you? Or any other Kiwanis member, correct?
Any Kiwanis member has tickets. If you need tickets, give me a call and I will deliver them to wherever you are, and there will not even be a delivery charge.
Well, that is generous. Do you know how many people you can have? That's a pretty big place.
Okay.
Any number?
The dining room can seat up to about 100 people. If we were to get more than that, we could go out into the gym and
so you're actually in the Davidson Hall. I think that's what it's called.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
It's a really nice place. I like the intimacy of it because you can hear the speaker without, having everything mic'd.
That's true. Also, during our annual prayer breakfast, we honor a layperson from here in Tullahoma, and we will certainly be doing that again this year as the Kiwanian Layperson of the Year. Again, this will be the 33rd Layperson of the Year. So you're
keeping it a secret till that day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we will not let the let this out just yet, but that's a nice thing to do. Actually, all the Kiwanis members are such giving people. You have a wonderful group.
Well, thank you very much.
How often do y'all meet?
We meet once a week on Tuesday evenings at 6 p.m. at the Lakewood Country Club.
Okay.
And I'd also like to say that there's also another Kiwanis Club here in Tullahoma, the Highland Rim Kiwanis Club, and they meet on Thursdays at noon again at the Country Club.
At the Country Club.
Yes, and even though we're two distinct clubs, we both have the same goals.
And if there's somebody out there that really would like to be a member of your club, would they call you?
Sure, they can contact any member of the club. They can even come in for a visit, just be at the Country Club at 6 p.m. on Tuesday nights, and we'll give you a free meal, and we'll introduce the Kiwanis to you.
And I think that would be a good thing for a lot of you to think about if you have the time to give to. What I'm impressed by is you all do so much for children. What are some of the things that you sponsor or help with?
Okay, we help with the Tullahoma Daycare Center, and we also help when financially and hands-on with Tullahoma Head Start. We do things with the schools. We sponsor the Tullahoma High School Key Club.
That's a great club.
Yes, that has been in existence for right at about 50 years, I believe.
Do you have any idea how many students are involved in the Key Club? Is that only boys?
No, it's boys and girls, and it's all grades.
Okay,
I think
through high school.
This year they had probably about 33, 35 students involved in the Key Club.
And what are some of the things that the students do that are in the Key Club?
Oh gosh, they have their own projects. They sold refreshments, concessions at the Lego competition that was held just recently, and they donated that money that they raised to the Kiwanis International Foundation Eliminate program. And that program is to eliminate maternal neonatal tetanus in underdeveloped countries. And
so what they do is they work, and then their money goes to a project that is worthwhile. That's a wonderful thing for young people to do. Let's talk a little bit more about the prayer breakfast, which is coming up 1 week from Saturday if you're watching this on Tuesday. And I think you certainly ought to get a ticket. Even if something happens you can't go, that'd be okay too. You can, but it sounds like a fun thing. And have you heard her before?
I've heard a clip of one of her speeches that she gave to a group about 2 years ago, and I thoroughly enjoyed what I heard.
Good. Well, it sounds like fun, and I compliment.
She's entertaining. She gets a Christian message across in a format that everyone can understand, love, and appreciate.
That is wonderful.
Like I said, we're just looking forward to having Sylvia with us, and I know that it is going to be a great time on May the 14th.
I think it is too.
So.
I think it is too. I may have to get a ticket. Thank you, Bob.
All right. Thank you very much.
We'll be back with anything you can think of.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Tired of paying for monthly telephone service, expensive long-distance bills, and all those crazy taxes? Are you sick of spending money on telephone equipment, maintenance contracts, and service calls, all for a phone system that shackles you to 100-year-old technology and your desk? Stop it. It's time to ship your phone system to the cloud. What can the cloud do for you? Bring together remote offices, workers, and employees in the field. Make sure that you'll never miss calls by delivering them to multiple devices. Modernize faxing by allowing multiple faxes to be sent and received at once. And deliver to email. Get your voicemail messages instantly through email too. And take advantage of an endless supply of customizable features. Host My Calls can deliver the cloud. All of this technology with low upfront costs and not one penny in capital expense. It's time for a phone solution you'll truly love from Host My Calls. Call the number below.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
We're back, and Peggy, we've had all kinds of folks today.
Yeah. We had a dog, and I hope somebody will call and get that dog.
Yeah.
Bernadette at the animal shelter.
And breakfast, you can eat breakfast 2 or 3 different places for good stuff.
Kiwanis Club breakfast is on the 14th.
So, and then this weekend is the Children's Advocacy Breakfast.
That's right.
At Faith Lutheran Church this Saturday from 8 till 11.
And if you go to car takeout for the animal shelter at Applebee's, they give 10% of whatever you spend.
That's great.
And that's a nice thing to do because we really need that shelter.
Yeah, we do. We do. A lot going on.
And don't forget the big payback.
Big paybacks tonight. Of course, this will be playing tonight. You have until midnight tonight. But if you miss the big payback, still send money to South Jackson Civic Center. We need all we can get to light up South Jackson.
Go by and see an event.
Go by and see a play. Go by and see go see the Queen Band. See Little Abner.
Right.
Oh, and speaking about South Jackson, on June the 7th, a Miramonte recording artist, Shane Owens, is going to be there, a classic country singer, bringing a kicking band from Nashville down for a free concert. And you can go to ShaneOwensMusic.com and find out all about him. He's a great, great young man and sing songs that you can understand every word. All the lyrics, you can understand them. They tell a story, they give a message, and there's no bebop, hip hop, and chest bumping going on. It's just good old classic country music. 7th of June, free. Now we're going to go to Special Olympics. It was held in Tullahoma this week, and you folks, don't leave us. Keep watching on Channel 193 on Charter. Go to the website, www.channel6thelink.com. We'll see you next week. And it's Special Olympics in Tullahoma 2016, and all the athletes are here. A lot of activity around. Different teams from different towns all around the Tullahoma area. And it's also one of the great things about Special Olympics is everyone is a winner.
Jennifer Stewart, lead you down the
50-yard
dash. 50 meter. Jennifer Stewart.
There's always people at the end of the finish line to congratulate all the participants.
Do you know what?
Yeah, what's up?
This has been my right arm all day long.
That right there.
Sally is
Tell me about Sally.
Sally is the only thing that has kept me going all day long. She latched onto me this morning at 7 o'clock, and she's not let go, and anything I've needed, Sally is right there.
Right hand.
Right hand.
Everybody needs the right hand unless you're left-handed.
Right, left, she is the deal.
And 2 feet.
And 2 feet. Sally, thank you so much.
How are things going today? Everything going well so far?
Going well, going well. We've got beautiful weather. We've got a bunch of athletes. We've got great volunteers. We couldn't have asked for anything better. There's nothing we could have asked for.
Well, I know you've worked hard on this, and we're mighty proud of your organization and what you accomplished.
Well, it takes a group effort, and we've got a fine, fine group.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. There's Flojo right there. It is the all-famous softball throw. Yes, sir. Right here it is. They're all here. Look at them. Having a great time at the softball throw.
There's Volunteer of the Year right there, Volunteer Harris. Everywhere you look, he's volunteering for something.
Oh my God!
Put it on these good-looking kids. Put it on these good-looking girls. Look at it. Y'all look at here and smile. Volunteering right here for Special Olympics from Tullahoma High School. Hey, hey, hey! Look at them, huh? A lot of fun out here. This is great for the athletes. It's great for the volunteers. Wonderful event, Special Olympics in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Here's some more volunteers right here. All right, everybody's having a good time. There's Julia right there volunteering out here today. Tom Best. Look at him. Having a good time here at the softball throw. There's a big smile right there. Proud to be here this morning. Look at all these folks. There's Sister Candy right there.
Hey, John.
Look.
Hey.
Happy Special Olympics.
Oh, it's a very happy day. Glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. I've got some good help this year. I got some new folks, some old folks, and training some new ones.
There you go.
I got my hook in.
Got your hook in. Bring them in the boat.
That's right.
Place in the softball throw, Hunter Gowan.
All right, this is a ribbon presentation here.
Second place, Peyton Stidham. Third place, Michael Martin.
All right,
fourth place,
happy.
Gavin Doris. Fifth place, Daniel Turner.
These are the winners of the softball throw competition. This is the ribbon table. This is the table where they decide who gets what and who gets presented to it. And here's the Corringtons here. And there's Franny Gray back there, Donna Seeley. Everybody's having a good time today at the 2016 Special Olympics in Tullahoma, Tennessee. This is Dawn Hayford from Baker Brothers Pharmacy, and that's in Manchester.
It is.
And what did y'all donated the trophies this year?
We do trophies.
And is this your first year to do that, or have you done that in years past?
We've done that a few years, yes.
A few years. Well, thank you so much for participating and being part of this great event.
I'm the one blessed.
Let's give them a big hand.
All right, Coffee County High School receiving the first place trophy in the banner competition.
Great job, guys.
Franklin County High School getting their second place trophy, and this is for their banner. Congratulations to Franklin County High.
We have South Middle from Franklin County down here getting their third place trophy presentation. Great job, guys.
And those are the banner winners for Special Olympics 2016.